Hello, hello, hello. What is going on? What is going on? Good morning, good afternoon, good evening, wherever you may be around the world. Ali Medawi here with you on another installment of our Yup Daily. And I'm so stoked and happy to be here with each and every one of you. And I ask of you to let me know where you are chiming in from, what part of the world, what part of the country. Say good morning to me, say good afternoon or good evening. Let me know how amazing, incredible of a day you are actually having. So, ladies and gentlemen, I am ecstatic about being in here with you. I'm still in our great Kansas City, in here for a quick, hard working week with our Yup family. And where's everybody from? How's your day going? From one to, let's say, 10, 10 being the best. I'm intrigued and curious. What do we have here? Let's see. Let me see. Good morning to some of your beautiful faces. Let's see. Let's see. I see you coming in. Good morning. Good morning. Good morning. Let's see here. Hey, what's going on, Mary from England? What's going on, Gene from Chicago, Illinois? John Jennings with a G from North Carolina. Hello, hello. How's your day going on? What's going on, Maryland? Ravens in the house. Jody Devo from Florida. Good morning. Good morning. Good morning, Julie Beddoes. How are you doing? What's going on, Donna McKenzie from Canada? What is up? What is up? 8 on my way to 10. I love it. 9.5. All right, I dig it. You know what I love the most is that everybody always lives a little bit of area of growth, right? Like the little point five, of growth that you are having. So today I got a topic that I believe would be relevant to each and every one of you, and specifically when it comes to creating influence. How many of you would agree that developing an amount of influence that would lead for you and I to attract not only the masses but to get activity going? So let me preface it by saying this. See, the Young Entrepreneur Project, for example, as an entrepreneur community, it's a big organization, like 6,000 plus members in 6 continents so far. And with that many people, right, there are a lot of things that need to be managed: expectations, activity, behavior, commitments. And the question that you have to ask yourself is, how do I get you to buy into what we do every single day? How do I get you to buy into our vision? And I'm going to break it down to you from a corporate standpoint. I'm going to break it down to you from a CEO to CEO, as Jimmy Zell would say. And how many of you are okay with that? How many of you would like to learn how to get people to buy into your vision, right? Vision, if that's a topic that is important to you. All right. So first things first, let me share with you, how did we even get here? Because this whole thing, this whole project, the Young Entrepreneur Project, started as a Facebook Live from Mexico back in August of 2019, where it was five people in a suite, and we said, we're going to change entrepreneurship forever. We're going to power entrepreneurs. We're going to make it an even playing field. We had no website. We had nothing. It was a Facebook group and a Facebook Live, and we're going to go and work with individuals across the globe. We committed to one thing, though. One thing that we absolutely stood behind is that we said we wanted to be the best company. We didn't just want to be the best company in the world. We wanted to be the best company for the world. And that is a promise that we still stand by every single day. See, that moment is the moment that an entrepreneurial community across the globe has seen value. They looked at us and they said, all right, I see collaboration opportunities. I see possibilities to do something great together. And that was the initiation of the vision. But starting a vision and maintaining it is two different elements. See, there are a lot of things that are not going to work out in business. There are a lot of things that are not going to work out on time. There are a lot of things that are going to require cultivating commitment day in and day out. Some of us, we have to do it with our spouses. I think I personally have to enroll my wife every single day into my project. Every single day, I have to give her the confidence. I have to give her the comfort. I have to give her the ease. I have to show her the possibilities of the possible growth and the opportunities that are ahead of us in this community every single day. That was my very first project and still is, and it continue to be forever. So having people buying into your vision may be a like literally hard work on itself, and that's 100% acceptable. And if you don't know that, you're probably struggling with somebody in your family that does not give you, I wouldn't say the respect you deserve, but at least the attention that you desire. So, how do we get everybody to buy into this vision? How do we get everybody to see what was unseen back then? How do you get five people, or even lesser than that, to go from, okay, that was a fun Facebook Live. Now let's go ahead and build a conglomerate. Let's go ahead and build what is awaited to be a multi-billion-dollar company. Let's go ahead and create a conglomerate across the globe. Let's go ahead and create platforms that are going to empower individuals. Let's go ahead and disrupt every single space that is in entrepreneurship. So when we started, it was us manifesting what's going to come to life. It was us putting it on paper. Then going from the idea to putting it on a schematic, a blueprint, if you will, of what is to come next. Then taking it from a schematic and a blueprint to execution. And all along the way, you got to maintain daily activity. See, we needed to lead by example. We needed to create the income producing activities. We needed to enroll people left and right into our community itself. We needed to build the stories of success that we've created thus far. We needed to create wins day in and day out for different individuals. And we've had some, challenges, websites, issues, whatever the case may be. And as we did, and probably continue to do as we upgrade, we always needed to get individuals to buy into the vision again, to buy into the vision again. But we also simplified many things. See, entrepreneurship of itself is a complex world. Like it sounds cool, right? To call yourself an entrepreneur until you realize this is a lot harder than I thought. You thought it was just writing a book and selling it. Well, no, it's marketing it, it's managing it, it's doing projections, it's profits and losses, right? It's hiring a possible team, whether it's for marketing, whether it's virtual assistant or whomever it is that is working with you. It's managing payroll, it's managing their expectations, it's managing their issues and challenges with one another. See, all of that goes back to, did I do a good job to get you to buy into the long-term vision? But again, a vision is just a starting point. See, here are some of the elements that you got to understand. Within your vision, people are going to give you the opportunity. All right, I'll give you the benefit of the doubt, but time is playing against you. See, it's easy for me to tell you, if you work with me, I'm going to help you create residual passive generational wealth. I'm going to help you establish yourself as an influencer. I'm going to help you become the best business builder that you can be. That's a vision. But if I don't back it up within a timely fashion, if I don't set you up to win, you're probably going to start having what's called limiting beliefs. Your excitement and your fear are starting to kind of come closer to one another, and then eventually your fear is going to bypass your excitement, and that's when people end up quitting on the vision that you set up before them. See, it's a matter of setting up the right expectations. In the direct sales space, what we notice is that, and by the way, an amazing space. We have an affiliate model ourselves. We love everything that we do. We love growing the business model, but it is a matter of expectations. If you feel that what you are putting out as a vision is way over projecting what is available and possible right now, it's okay to lay out a vision, but make sure you back it up with what we have right now is. See, it's all about simplifying things. We've simplified entrepreneurship. We let the world know that we're going to literally work with you on establishing yourself as an influencer within our community first. And as you establish yourself, as you have a digital team as your strategic partner to create modules for you, what have you, you're going to grow to become that influencer, speaker, podcaster, or whatever it may be. We've managed expectations of the step by step that's going to get you to the promised land. Some of us sometimes, unfortunately, we'll just talk about the promised land, but don't lay out a game plan. We don't put out executions, how we're going to actually do it. And again, the wrong expectations, and 9 out of 10 times, it's not what you say, it's what was heard. See, I can tell you I can help you make $1 million. What you heard is, I'm going to help you make $1 million tomorrow. Right? So you got to understand it's always about what the individual is hearing, not about what you're saying. So expectations is the very first killer to your vision. What are the expectations that you are setting up for your team right now as we speak? Did you tell your team member this is going to be so easy? Did you tell your teams everybody wants to buy this? I mean, who's going to say no to this opportunity? If you said anything like that, you set up the wrong expectations. And it's don't be mad at yourself. You didn't know what you didn't know. What's extremely important is you have to let individuals know this is the promised land, way, way up here. This is where we are. We got to do these little steps in between till we get all the way up there. And I insist on you saying things like this. It is not going to be easy. It's going to be very, very hard. But the best things in life are always worked really hard for. See, when you set up that expectation, no one will come to you and say, this is really hard, man. No one wants to do business with me. I know, I told you from the very beginning. But remember, we're here. We got to do this to get here. By managing expectations, you never have to worry about walking back or trying to resell that individual on why they should join you again, right? Expect, not be careful or be prepared. No, expect things to go wrong. If you tell me, no, you don't understand, I'm the greatest when it comes to planning stuff and projecting stuff and having it all laid out. Yeah, well, you tell 2020 and 2019 that. We had a pandemic, we had global economy issues, we have racial injustice, we have political craziness. All of those variables have added, I mean, a pain for every single business. Doesn't matter what secure, guaranteed business you had. In the United States alone, 40 plus million people lost their jobs. Restaurants, over 5,000 restaurants within 2020 have shut down. I mean, just think about that for a second. These are like, oh, everybody needs to eat food. Sure. But look what happened. Hospitals were laying people off, literally, not necessarily the first assistant members, but people who do, certain like parking lot stuff and all that stuff. Hotels. I'm in a hotel right now. They gave us a piece of paper. Hey, just to set up your expectations, we don't do housekeeping every single day because of the pandemic. They laid off everybody. So there are things that are going to happen that are going to be out of your control. It could be a lawsuit. It could be money that, you spent in the wrong investments. It could be anything expected to happen. It is part of business. See what I'm doing? I'm setting up the right expectations for you. By setting up the right expectations for you, you will be aware. You will take the right steps to making sure that you are doing the right thing so you don't lose that vision that you set up of here's where we're headed, here's where we are, right? It's extremely important that everybody understands the vision, but the expectations of what needs to happen in order to get there. Some elements that will absolutely set you up to be the most influential, visionary person around, or you're going to end up getting called out on it. So here's the very first one: trust. See, trust is not just a handshake. Trust is easily earned. I'm sorry, let me repeat that. Trust is very, very, very hard to earn, but is easily lost. Easily lost. Because trust is usually lost not over real issues and challenges or mishaps. Trust is usually broken over assumption. See, I assumed that somebody did something to actually hurt me. I didn't assume that that person just made a mistake and didn't know. No, I assumed they were bad people. That's how, unfortunately, a lot of people go. They don't question the judgment of the activity. They actually question the motive right away. They automatically go, "Oh, is he lying to me? Is she lying to me?" So trust is a very important piece. How is trust established between you and those people that you're setting up a vision for? Well, again, it comes down to setting up the right expectations. If you tell people this is not going to be easy, but I promise you I'll be right by your side, we're going to touch base once a week and I'm going to walk you through the whole experience, you're going to have a well-established, trusted relationship between you and that individual. But if you said things like, anything you need, just call me, and then when they call you, you don't answer for 2 weeks straight, you have broken the trust because you set up the wrong expectations, right? It's like I tell my wife, hey, we'll talk every single night before we go to bed while I'm away. If I don't call or I don't answer that phone call, there will be trust issues. Said you were going to call me. Why aren't you calling me? It's been 2 days, right? It's extremely important that you not only establish trust, but you back it up with the right expectations and the right activity. The next thing that can, again, establish you as a visionary and allow people to buy into your vision or totally and utterly destroy your credibility and have people lose sight of that vision is execution. Do you do what you say you are going to do? Do you actually get it done? When you said, hey, I'll do your 3-way calls for you, just use my calendar. Do you show up for the calendars or the Zooms? Or do you just, like, sorry, I didn't see it. I've been busy. Do you actually support your team by educating? Do you support your team by working with their team members when they are on their traditional jobs, when they are on their traditional businesses, when they're actually busy? Do you give them what you said you were going to give them? Hey, we're going to collaborate together. Fine. How is that going to happen? We're going to do Facebook Lives together. I'll have you on this show or that show. Do you execute what you said you are going to do? And again, with the proper expectations. If you promise a plane and you give me a car, even if it's a Rolls Royce, you told me a plane. You didn't say a car. So again, are you executing what you said you were going to execute? Because it's going to impact the trust factor. The trust factor is usually impacted by the expectations. Next, taking ownership. This right here, the best of the best CEOs, coaches in sports, business owners, individuals who are in a position of authority, when they take ownership on what actually went wrong, like, hey, I dropped the ball. I messed up. I didn't catch it. I didn't see it. We made a little boo boo, but we're going to rectify it. Again, we spoke about it in previous Yup Dailies when we talked about the pros, the champs, and the legends. The legends take ownership. You see, I was talking to somebody earlier, just right before this Yup Daily, about Tom Brady had 16 years or 16 or 17 years in the NFL. I may be wrong. Don't I'm not too good with sports stuff. But out of those 17, he won 7. Guess what? That means that 9 seasons, 9 years, painful, horrible years, he lost. He didn't blame the coach. He didn't blame the receivers. He didn't blame any. I just didn't execute well. I had 2 interceptions. I shouldn't have done that. I got to work better at my focus, at my point of view, at my vantage point. I got to get back to the locker room. I got to study. He always took ownership of whatever went wrong at any time that it did go wrong. Bill Belichick always takes responsibility. Always. And these are just coaches that I know by name because I know what they represent to the sport itself. I'm not for or against any of the teams that I'm mentioning. Okay. So taking ownership absolutely showcases your humility, showcases your sense of responsibility, and that you're willing to actually do whatever it takes. It automatically creates empathy from the individual that may feel disappointed with the outcome. So when you do things such as taking ownership, the individual, like my wife, for example, right? Like I'll go back to her. That's the most personal example I can give you. I set up a specific expectation on, hey, we're going to make this amount of money next month, and we're going to be able to take this vacation, or, just regular husband wife conversations, right? And let's say I didn't make that goal. And I say, what? I totally dropped the ball. I had a horrible month. I didn't do what I was supposed to do. I feel like a total loser. I lied or whatever it gets interpreted to you. I just didn't do good enough. I didn't give it my very best. And what I notice is, hey, listen, it is what it is. It was a bad month. Can you now pick it up and work your tail off for the following month? She automatically gave me a little bit of a pass, another opportunity. Hey, all right, you dropped the ball this month. Cool. I'm empathetic to it, but you better do it next month. So taking ownership creates an instant empathy between you and those individuals that you are working with, that they're willing to give you another shot at the vision that you sold to them for the very, very beginning. But remind them of the expectations. Here's where we're headed. Here's where we are. Understand it's going to be really hard, but I'll be right by your side. Do it every single time. See, doing that, and again, backing it up with execution, is going to achieve or establish that trust factor, which maintains people with you for a very, very long time. Last but not least is communication. See, communication itself is the glue with everything. When there's no communication, there's assumption. And assumption is the mother of all mess ups. Yes, I'm keeping a PG-13 in here. So don't ever allow me personally, my recommendation to you, those that you are working with directly, I mean, direct interaction, direct work, you need to make sure that at least once a week there's touch base once a week, whether it's an email, whether it's a message, a direct phone call, a direct message, whatever it may be. But they need to hear from you. They need to have communications from you at the very least once a week. That once a week touch base allows an opportunity for them to ask questions, allows an opportunity to get clarity on some things that they may not understand. It allows clarity on, hey, I feel like you're not doing such and such that you told me you were going to do. And it gives you an opportunity, like this morning, hey, I'm in Kansas City this week. My calendar is blocked off until I come back on Monday. That's why you couldn't find anything for you and I to work together on. But if there was no touch base, that person is basing all their decisions and what they believe is happening based on assumption. And again, assumption is the mother of all mess ups. So communication is such a key in everything that I'm sharing with you right now. So let me give you a recap. How did we go from zero to 6,000 individuals in 6 continents and grown? It wasn't because we're just these amazing salespeople who can convince people to spend money and come into our community. Absolutely not. It was because, regardless to whatever elements that have taken place, regardless to what challenges, errors, anything that has ever happened or will happen in the future, we set up the right expectations. We executed what we said we were going to do to maintain, grow, rectify, whatever the case may be. We created a sense of ownership on when we mess up, it's on me. I'm not blaming you. I messed up. I dropped the ball, and we made it crystally abundantly clear for everybody that we're involved with. And last but not least, we communicate. We want to make sure that everybody is on the same page because that gives everybody we're working with a sense of partnership. Yeah, I'm not treating you, like a consumer and a vendor. I'm treating you like a strategic partner. We're in this thing together. Here is where we stand. Here is what needs to be worked on, and so on and so forth. So I hope that these pointers that I shared with you, that we are literally as a company leveraging, using as myself, using every single day to maintain a relationship with an incredible, massive network. It's not because I'm a good salesperson, but because there are some fundamental human element pieces that establish, even if it's a virtual relationship, it feels like a true partnership. We're sitting on the same side of the table. I'm not negotiating, I'm collaborating. And that obviously allows the individual to say, all right, you earned 90 more days. I'm going to go with you for another quarter. And then you got to do it again. Oh, cool. You've upgraded your game. You've given me and delivered and executed and maintained the trust. I'm going to give you another 90 days because I truly believe that everyone that you're going to work with, you only get their time, attention, and commitment 90 days at a time. 90 days at a time. And the more you are delivering, the longer 90-day sessions that you are getting from them. And heck, I'm okay with that too. I don't think we are entitled or expected to receive anything that we don't work hard for and or earn for ourselves. So I'm really grateful for you. Do me a favor, let me know with one word comment in the chat or wherever you may be watching this from. What is a one thing that you've picked up out of what I just shared with you right now? If you were to sum it up in one word, what would that word be? And keep in mind, we're going to be here in Kansas City throughout the week to work extremely hard to elevate our game up, to create better processes for you, to make sure that you have the best experience that you can within the Young Entrepreneur Project, and even more so, tonight at 8 p.m. Eastern Standard Time, we are having our digital partner that you have available to you, brand valet, anything from SEOs, anything from logos, websites, anything that you can imagine digitally. We are going to present many, many solutions for you tonight at 8 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. And the best part about it, it is led by the former UFC expansion leader and who who happens to be our CMO today, Olivia Fisher Kane, and yours truly will be there as well. So I look forward to seeing each and every one of you with your amazing guests who need desperately to take advantage of the digital world at 8 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. Until then, love you all, appreciate you, and I'm gonna say peace out, everybody. Watch, I'm not even gonna touch the screen, and the broadcast is gonna end. Watch. See you later.